Okay, you've seen it, right? The internet is basically in a full-blown panic. You hear it from podcasters, you see it from tech CEOs, and yeah, probably from your uncle on social media too. They're all buzzing about the same thing, that artificial intelligence is waking up. People see this incredible image from Midjourney, or they get a scarily human-like answer from a chatbot, and they make this giant leap. They assume there's a mind in there, that it's becoming conscious. And you know what? That assumption is the single biggest misunderstanding of this entire technology. And that's exactly what we're going to tear down today. I mean, seriously. Believing a language model is gaining a soul, it's like being amazed that your calculator is so good at math that it must be on the verge of discovering calculus on its own. It's time to kill this fantasy and look at what is actually going on under the hood. So here's the core idea, the one thing to remember. What feels like some emerging intelligence, it's just math. It's linear algebra and probability vectors moving at a speed our brains just can't comprehend. We're going to show you the matrix behind the magic. All right, first up, let's talk about AI art. You type in some crazy prompts, right? Something like a photorealistic cat riding a unicycle on the moon. And boom, seconds later, you get this masterpiece. It feels like the AI had a vision. But really? It's just organizing pure chaos. The whole trick comes down to something called statistical denoising. The AI doesn't start with a blank canvas and an idea. No, it starts with a screen full of pure static, just random noise. Then it just carves away all the pixels that don't statistically match your prompt. It doesn't know what a cat is. It just knows the mathematical pattern of pixels we've labeled cat. And this breaks it down perfectly. So, step 1. It starts with a mess of total visual noise. Step 2. Your prompt gives it a mathematical target to aim for. Then, step 3, the algorithm gets to work just chipping away at all the noise that doesn't fit the statistical pattern. And finally, an image emerges from that chaos. It's not an act of creation, it's an act of reduction. And this just nails it. A calculator can run insanely complex equations without having any clue what math actually is. In the exact same way, a diffusion model can arrange pixels into something beautiful without any concept of art, beauty, or, cats. It's a tool, it's not a mind. Okay, so now let's apply that same cold, hard logic to language models. The ChatGPTs of the world. People are absolutely convinced these things are thinking or writing. The truth is way less romantic, and it's captured perfectly by this idea of the stochastic parrot. So what's a stochastic parrot? Well, imagine a parrot that's heard millions of hours of human speech. It can repeat words, sure. It could even string them together into sentences that are grammatically perfect. But it has absolutely zero, and I mean zero, idea what any of those words actually mean. It's just mimicking patterns. That, right there, is exactly what a large language model is doing. This is so critical to understand. When you type a question into an LLM, it doesn't see words. It sees coordinates, a series of numbers in a vast, multidimensional mathematical space. Everything, every word and phrase, just gets turned into pure math. And this process has a name. It's called vector embedding. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually kind of simple. The AI basically plots every word it knows onto this giant invisible grid. Words that mean similar things get placed close to each other, and words that are totally unrelated get placed far apart. It's a map of language made of math. And here's a perfect example of how the AI sees language. In its mathematical map, the coordinate for king is super close to man, and queen is right next to woman. But a word like apple, well, that's light years away from quantum mechanics. The AI is just navigating the distance between these points. It's all about proximity, not understanding. So when you ask it a question, it's not digging into a well of knowledge. It's finding the mathematical starting point of your prompt, and then it's just playing the world's most sophisticated game of autocomplete. It's guessing the next most statistically likely word, and then the next one, and the next. It's a prediction engine. That's it. So this leads us to a really important question. If it's all just math, why does it get things wrong? Why does it hallucinate and just make stuff up? Well, once again, the answer isn't magic. It's math. Yeah, people get really thrown off when a chatbot confidently invents facts out of thin air. We call it a hallucination, which honestly gives the AI way too much credit. That word implies a mind that's malfunctioning. But the thing is, the AI isn't malfunctioning at all. It's actually succeeding perfectly at the only job it was ever given. And here is the core of the problem. It's a conflict of goals. Our goal as humans is usually truth. We want facts. The AI's goal? It's optimized for one thing and one thing only: probability. Its entire job is to generate a sequence of words that sounds plausible based on its training data. It has no concept of what is true or false. So if a lie is statistically more probable than a fact, guess what? It's going to pick the lie every single time.
And this is exactly why the whole doomsday scenario is so misguided. Sure, that parrot might be able to repeat a few lines from Hamlet, but it will never, ever understand the poetry. It will never write a new sonnet. The math just isn't there. And it's the exact same story for AI.
So let's just lay it all out. Here's the reality check. AI is not waking up. It is not conscious. It is not creative. It is a phenomenal high-speed remix machine. It is an echo chamber of pure, cold statistics reflecting our own data right back at us. It's an echo, not a new voice.
So at the end of the day, what's the big takeaway? The real danger isn't that Skynet is going to become self-aware. The real danger is that we'll forget how this stuff actually works, and we'll start treating a probability engine as a source of objective truth. So let's stop looking for a ghost in the machine and start appreciating the brutal, brilliant math that actually makes it all run.